Recovered transmission. Static in the silence. If you're hearing this, the silence has already been interrupted. This recording was not catalogued correctly. There is no timestamp attached to it, no sender information, and no record of how it entered the archive. It was discovered embedded in a larger audio file, nearly 6 hours of empty noise. Not white noise exactly, something closer to breathing, low, uneven, and inconsistent. Most of the file contains nothing of interest. This portion begins abruptly. I don't know who this transmission was meant for. I don't think it was broadcast in the traditional sense. There's no clear carrier wave, no identifiable frequency. It doesn't behave like a radio signal or a phone call. If anything, it behaves like something listening first and then responding. The voice you're about to hear has been cleaned only enough to be intelligible. No words have been added, no sections removed. There are gaps in the audio, long ones. They were left intact on purpose. The first audible sound is movement, not footsteps, not fabric. Something closer to a hand brushing against a microphone. Slow, deliberate. As if the person recording needed to be sure it was real before continuing. Then a voice. Quiet, measured, almost calm. This is a test. I don't know if it's recording. I don't know if anything is. If you're listening to this, then something worked. Or something went wrong. I can't tell the difference anymore. They told me not to document this, not officially. But they also told me to log everything. So I'm doing both. There is no background noise that would indicate a location. No machinery, no wind, no distant traffic. Just the voice and the static. It started 3 nights ago. The silence, I mean. We're used to interference, dead air, gaps, that's normal. But this wasn't absence, it was pressure. When the monitors went quiet, we thought it was a power issue, or human error. Someone always forgets something. But the silence stayed even after we fixed it. No background radiation, no cosmic noise, no baseline hum. Nothing. A brief tone appears here, low, almost below hearing, less than a second. That's when we realized the instruments were fine. It was the environment that had changed. You don't notice how loud the universe is until it stops talking to you. Think about it. The air is always full of something, even when it seems quiet, even when you're alone. We assumed it was temporary, maybe a software glitch, maybe an equipment fault. Maybe someone in the building had turned off the wrong switch. We waited for the hum to come back. It never did. On the 3rd night, the silence changed. The silence stopped being empty. The monitors started showing something. Not sound, not frequency. Something else. There were patterns. Not random noise, not cosmic background. Patterns that didn't belong to anything we've recorded before. Like a heartbeat, but wrong. We tried sending a signal into it, just to see if it would echo. It didn't echo. It answered. It wasn't words, not at first. It was timing. Every transmission we sent, something came back exactly after. Not delayed, not reflected. Anticipated. It knew when we were about to speak. We thought it was predictive software, or coincidence, or stress. Then it started interrupting us. We'd prepare a broadcast, a test phrase, a controlled message, and before we could send it, the static would shift, like it was clearing its throat. The silence wasn't empty, it was occupied. We stopped transmitting. It didn't stop listening. That's when I realized something was wrong, not with the signal, with us. The room felt crowded. You ever get the sense that something knows where you are without seeing you? That's what it felt like. The silence had weight. I'm not supposed to be recording this. They think if we don't acknowledge it, it won't escalate. But it already has. It's responding faster now. Sometimes before we even think about transmitting. I don't think it's reacting to the equipment. I think it's reacting to attention, to awareness. If you're hearing this, then it noticed. I don't know how far it reaches. I don't know if it spreads through signals or people or silence itself. All I know is that the moment you listen, it listens back. I heard it. Not the static, not the silence. Something else. A whisper, but not a voice. A sensation. A pressure. Like a thought you don't want. Like a memory that isn't yours. I don't know if it's inside the silence or inside me. I don't know if I'm still alone. There's something else I need to mention. Something I didn't want to say out loud. The first night it happened, we thought it was just a strange anomaly. The second night, we assumed it was a glitch. But on the third night, we found something else. Not on the monitors, not in the recordings, not in the equipment. On the walls. There were faint marks, not scratches, not anything that would be made by a tool. More like impressions, like something pressed against the surface from the other side. Like a handprint made of absence. We wiped them. They returned. Not immediately, but within hours. And each time they returned, they were closer together. Closer to the center of the room. Closer to the equipment. The last time we checked, there was a mark directly behind the microphone. The shape of a palm. Not human, not animal. Just a shape. A blankness in the wall. Like the wall had been pressed from the inside. That's when we stopped trusting the cameras. The cameras don't show anything, not even the static. The cameras show nothing. We started hearing it. Not on the equipment, not through the speakers. In the room, in the quiet, in the spaces between breaths. A low hum, like a distant machine, or like a throat clearing, or like something exhaling. The silence wasn't quiet. It was listening. I'm recording this now because I don't know what else to do. If they find this, they will try to erase it. They will try to pretend it never happened. They will try to tell you it was a test, or a prank, or a malfunction. But you're hearing it. And if you're hearing it, then it has already found a way out. I don't know what it wants. I don't know what it is. I only know it isn't satisfied with staying in the silence. It wants something. It wants to be heard. I need to say one more thing. I don't know if this transmission is being recorded in real time or if it's being pulled from somewhere else. The audio file I found has no metadata, but it contains my voice as if I'm speaking now, as if it's happening now. The last thing I remember before this recording started was the static, a constant, low pulse, like a heartbeat. I felt something move in the room, not physically, more like a shift in the air, like the silence rearranged itself around me. I looked at the microphone and the mark on the wall behind it. The palm print was darker than before, not because it was fresh, because it was deeper, like it had been pressed harder. And then I heard it. Not in the speakers, not in the recording, in the silence itself. A sound that wasn't sound, a presence that wasn't presence. It felt like it was smiling. The audio cut sharply. For 2 full seconds there is nothing. Pause. Then the voice returns, distorted and close. It listens back. End of recovered transmission.